Hello everyone. We have a pleasure to host two very good friends and professional players, our Andjusic brothers, Luka and Danilo. Luka is a former NCAA player and current professional player, and Danilo is a senior national team of Serbia and professional player who played for all best leagues in the world. Our friends for a long time. It's a huge pleasure that they took a couple of minutes to come by. So we use the opportunity to ask them something and share with you. Luca, we're gonna start with you. We would like to know how someone who's a very successful basketball player and so young, with 18 years old, decide to go to the United States and change his path from professional to collegiate basketball.
I mean, it's a great question. First of all, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of basketball, and I started playing at an early age when I was 7. And since I started, every time I watched the NCAA basketball on TV, my dad used to play that a lot at the house. I always told him that one day I wanted to be an NCAA player because I liked the atmosphere that looked on TV. I liked the style of play and all that goes with that. And after I turned 18, even though I had a successful career by 18 years old playing for the national team and won European Championship, won third place, second in the World Championship, I always liked the path to go to the NCAA. And luckily, I had an offer to get a full scholarship. Thanks of course to you guys who helped me a lot. And it was the right decision for me because I always thought that it's important to connect education with basketball, and I thought that I can get that over there. And I mean, my decision was easy, basically.
The first university you played for was University of South Alabama, right?
Yes.
What was your impression when you, for the first time, saw the campus or university, all in the entire infrastructure?
You know, when someone asks me that question, I always say you can't explain with the words until you see it because everything is on another level. Compared to here, well, I mean, we do have some good conditions to practice, especially when it comes to coaches and all that. But when it comes to conditions for practicing, for school, for everyday life, you cannot compare with anything else in the world because they take care of you and they make sure that you have everything you need to succeed, you know, and they won't let anything, you know, slip away or anything like that because they will, like I said, they will give you everything so you can succeed in what you do, both in basketball and in school.
And you played basketball on a very high level in Europe. So you said you played all European and World Championships, national team, etc. And then you came to play Division I college basketball. So could you please compare somehow those type of basketball over there and over here?
I mean, basketball is basketball. I would say the biggest difference is the rules because of the shot clock length and, you know, the three-point line is closer in the NCAA, which was a little easier for me when I got there. But basically, it's all pretty much the same. Maybe the physicality of the game is a little higher at college because also college differences from the NBA rules, so it's all kind of mixed up. But pretty much, like I said, basketball is basketball. I had to adjust a little bit on the physicality of the game, especially because I came in young. And when you go to college, you got some older guys that have been there for a longer time. So once I got used to it, to the physicality of the game, it was all good.
You know what, parents and kids usually ask us, most of them ask us, and they're very curious to find out how one typical day at the university looks like.
Oh, it's full. You basically have no time for yourself, like I said, to enjoy much. I mean, you do enjoy your time over there, but your day is programmed that you go to school, you go to practice, you go to treatments, you go eat, then you go to another practice, and like I said in the early question, they have everything planned for you, so you can get a successful education and successful at basketball. So I mean, it gets tough at times, but once you get used to the rhythm, it helped me because I mean I liked it because, you know, I had my rhythm that I was doing every day, and it helped me, like, you know, make good about myself. And I mean, you don't have time much at night. You know, you get home at 8 o'clock at night, you go to sleep, and then another day. Because, like I said, I mean,
It's tough.
you have to be good at school because of the certain GPA that you have to reach in order to play.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just skip classes or not study or anything else. So you have to sacrifice those 4 months of the semester of your life for greater good.
Mm-hmm. But on another side, now we're talking about sacrifice. But on another side, we all watch in movies that athletes in general, especially basketball players, are very famous and popular over there.
Oh, of course. Especially when you have good results as a team, then people start looking at you more, and everybody. Also, you get a lot of temptation at college. You know, you can easily slip everything that you work for. But like I said, the team and the people that work around you, they make sure that you don't take the wrong path, and staying in the lane, and keep the control of everything. Especially because of the reasons, like you said, that you get a lot of popularity and people want to hang out with you, people want to go to party and stuff like that, like you see in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta keep it in order, and make those small sacrifices so you can have a better and successful life after that.
Mm-hmm. And after South Alabama, you transferred to California University of Pennsylvania, right? Which
Yes.
is the NCAA Division II high-level university.
Yeah.
Could you please compare Division I and Division II and tell us what's the biggest difference? Because a lot of people think, Europeans think that Division II is like second league, which is not the truth. And we would like to explain it to the people, to parents and kids.
It's not true at all. I mean, when I was transferring, people were saying the same thing. Oh, what are you doing? Why that? I mean, I was like, you have prejudice about it because the division that I played in and most of the schools that I played against, some of the schools can't even play Division I basketball with ease. And some schools are even better at Division II than Division I schools. It's just the politics a lot of involved in, the difference between Division I and Division II, financial reasons also, but when it comes to players' quality, and teams,
Usually
Division II and Division I, I mean, it's no huge difference at all. Sometimes even better.
The only difference is maybe size of the university or number of
Exactly.
students or something like that.
Exactly, and that's where the financial reasons
Yeah.
comes in. But I mean, I had players that are like I played a lot of players who transferred from Division I schools. And some talented players that came from junior colleges too in Division II, and I mean it's tough competition. Honestly, I didn't see huge of a difference.
You know how I see you? I think that you took everything the best from European style and then you went there.
Exactly.
What did you learn there, and in what aspect of basketball did you improve in America?
I mean, I wouldn't pick any certain skill, but I would say work ethic, because they teach you everything about work ethic. You get in practice, it's no longer than an hour workout. I mean, workout, it's no longer than 1 hour, but you're working 1 hour like it's your last one. So work ethic is something that I learned over there, and I'm still using it today. Not only basketball, I mean in life. Like I told you about my routines before, I mean some of the routines I'm still using here, and it kind of helped me, make myself, a better,
A better player, a better person.
Exactly.
In general.
Yeah.
And at the end, do you think that you came back as a better player than
Of
Luka,
course.
who was there?
Those years from 18 to I was 22 when I finished. Those are kind of the years that you develop both physically and mentally, in my opinion, the most, because you transfer from high school level. You go away from your parents and stuff like that, and you go to the much higher level. And you're on your own. You got nobody to help you. You got to do it all yourself. You do have people that help you at college, but no family, no friends that are close to you, and you got to grow up faster. And I definitely improved myself in all of the areas.
And you played there for 4 years, and after that, you are graduating,
Yes.
and now you have to undertake the next step. So you have to return to Europe. Could you please ask how you felt when you graduated? How the transition from that style back to this style looked like, maybe, and the beginning of first impressions when in the beginning of your professional career.
Well, I mean,
How did you feel when you used to live one certain way of life for 4 years, and then you're starting your career.
When,
You already know, you already
exactly.
know
I
what to
mean,
expect. So.
that's why I mean, even when I went to college, I knew one day. I mean, I'm gonna come back once I'm done with it. I'm gonna come back and play professional basketball. That was my goal.
Yeah.
But
But did it take long to get used to the European routine over here?
I mean, not really, because I already, like I said, played on a high level here. So it just took me, to get to know
Yeah.
my teammates and all that stuff. Like I said, maybe readjust the rules a little bit because of difference. But honestly, silo play and everything, and I'm playing a certain position that I don't have much, I have to be, smarter than everybody in my
Mhm.
position. So I had to adjust quickly, and it wasn't as big of an issue though. I mean,
And
get
overall,
used to it.
the American experience, basketball-wise and life-wise, and would you just some kind of sublimize it and try to, or would you recommend actually to the young players to
Of
go
course.
there?
I mean, I always say when people ask me about the whole experience about the United States, I always say that the full experience you get over there is something that I will never forget, especially with the connections that I made during my time in the United States, because I believe that the connections are the most important, thing in life.
Exactly.
The more connections you have, the more rich you are. But I mean, and that's something that's my biggest takeaway. I
Mm.
mean, when it comes to that, and I would recommend everyone, because if you go there, you will get everything you need to success. It all depends on you after that, and literally you don't have to worry about anything. And
Wonderful.
after that, you will have experience that you can't even imagine, and it's gonna help you all the way through your life for sure. I mean, I've been out 3 years now in my professional career since I came back, and I mean, it's something that I will never forget. Still,
This is phenomenal story, and I think that we answered a lot of questions and concerns for parents and kids who are dreaming and planning to take this path actually. Danilo Andjusic is a Serbian national team player and someone who has 12 years of professional career on the highest level. He played in a lot of different, the best leagues in Europe. And I would like to ask him, because his brother played in the NCAA, and he also played with and against a lot of NCAA athletes in Europe. So I would like to hear your impression about how they fit in European system, and what's your impression about their game when they come to Europe to play professionally.
Yeah, everybody needs a little bit time to adjust on a certain style of play and style of basketball. Let's say like this. But through my career, I had a lot of American players and European players who ended up college in the States and didn't have a chance to go to the NBA, and they go back to the Europe, and they have great careers. And so I don't think that's like everybody thinks when you go in a state that everybody forget you or something like that. I don't think it's like that. They only need the opportunity when they come back, and that's the only thing, because they already know the style of basketball here in Europe. They learn something new in the States, so I think it's a good for their professional career anyway. So the only thing is to get the opportunity somewhere in Europe.
But what about Americans that actually finish universities there and come to play to Europe?
I think it's harder for them because they never been in contact with the European style of basketball.
Mm.
So in the first couple of months, it's hard for them to adjust on a way of life in Europe, because he knows better, but probably it's much different than in the States. So in the beginning, they need to adjust first on that, then on a style of basketball. But as soon as they adjust, it's like he said, basketball is basketball. So
I would compare it like it's the same like you from here go to the United States to play there. It's
Exactly.
the same experience for them when they come back.
the opposite way, yeah.
Right.
Once you put those together, like he said, you learn something here, then you learn something over there. You put those things together. It's I mean, I think it's a perfect match, because you always learn something new, and when you put that together, it's.
But is it better to compare EuroLeague or EuroCup, the leagues that you played and are playing right now, with NBA or with the NCAA? The type of game is more similar in NCAA or in the NBA?
I mean, it's tough to say. I think maybe with the NCAA.
NCAA?
Yeah,
There's more
because
tactics, more defense.
Yeah, more tactics, more defense. Because in the NBA, I think it's more individually
Show.
and show for everybody. And you have 82 games. You play it every 2 days. You have a game, and it's different. So I would compare NCAA more with the Europe than NBA basketball.
Guys, thank you very much for coming. I would like just to ask you to say something for the end for everyone who might be here in your shoes in a couple of years. Those guys and girls that are planning to go whether to professional basketball or to college.
He would say better than me about this, but I want to say whoever thinks go to the States, it's the right choice to choose the PFS because they do a great job with that and they're probably the best in the world and they have a lot of experience in that kind of job. So I will always recommend them for that kind of business.
Yeah, if you decide to go, I mean, I fully support that decision. I think it's a right decision because you get the perfect connection between sports and education, which is always important. And I would also recommend PFS because they were there for me all the time, in good times and bad times, and you won't make a mistake if you decide on that move.
Guys, thank you for coming. Everyone, thank you for watching and see you soon.
Yes,